Hi, welcome back to Talk of the Town. Pam Davis, Computer Google Apps teacher with H.E. McCracken and representing news partner Daufuskie 360, joins us today to explain Google Applications' class project of creating 3D models of Daufuskie historic sites for upload to Google Earth. How cool is that? What a neat project.
Thank you.
So, how did an idea for this come about?
I actually took a summer training class last summer from a teacher, Michael Eason in Charleston. And his computer class was doing this in Charleston of historic sites. So my husband actually took me on vacation to Daufuskie in November, and I hadn't really completed a long-range plan for the class and was trying to figure out what I was going to do for spring. And it was a gorgeous day, and I was passing all these historic sites.
Yeah.
And went back to the room and Googled it and checked Google Earth, and there was absolutely nothing.
Wow,
on
that's
Daufuskie.
astounding.
So I was like, oh yes, I have 100 students that need something to do in the spring, and this will be a perfect project.
And they certainly have quite a few sites that need to get on the map. So
Yes.
that's actually a great idea.
Yeah.
So what new skills did students gain, and what previous skills were reinforced to complete the project? I guess the project has been completed, correct?
We are in the
Almost.
final stages.
Okay.
The Daufuskie Island Historic Foundation is in the final process of reviewing their work and selecting. Multiple students did multiple, like the Oyster Union Society Hall. Probably 10 students worked on that project. So the Historic Foundation had 10 items to look at, and they are selecting what they consider to be the best representative of each location. So we'll just start with, they had to learn how to use Google SketchUp. All of the Google products are free products. If you create a Google account, anybody has access to these products. So Google SketchUp is a 3D architectural modeling software. So they learned how to create simple structures and draw them up in 3D, the different locations. Fortunately, the historic locations on Daufuskie are fairly simple.
Right.
But they did a great job with it.
Yeah, that's
We followed up with designing websites. We used Google Sites, another free product, and they created websites for each location to show the images we took there, to include the history of that location. They have a map location for each location, so they designed, created the colors, and put all that information on those sites also. The fall semester for the class, we learned how to use Google Docs and Google Spreadsheet, and we used those. They worked with partners. That's all collaborative online. So, if they're working with a partner in a different class, they can be, working on the same document. We don't have to email back and forth different copies. They're all live, and any change that gets made to those documents gets made live.
Yeah. What a neat project. So what is I think it's caching?
Geocaching.
Caching, okay.
There's actually geocaching.com. It's treasure hunting with a smartphone using GPS coordinates.
Wow.
So we, as a side project, we kind of went a little outside the scope of my class and learned how to geocache. So they hid little containers near the historic locations, and somebody could go on to geocaching.com and say, I want to hunt this treasure. They get the GPS coordinates, they use their smartphone, and they try to find little boxes that we hid. There are currently 7 that we've hidden and are active on Daufuskie right now.
Oh my gosh. So the students, what did they think about this experience? Because it's really a unique experience.
I think they're 9th grade students, so they're 14 and 15-year-old students. I think it certainly engaged them. The class was not boring. I certainly did not lecture. They got to experience it. Our class went in 2 separate trips, and I have to thank Hague Point and Randy Page for allowing and helping us coordinate the use of the ferry to get us over there. That was just tremendous. But we didn't have great weather in February.
Right.
And in fact, one of the trips we had to cancel because tornadoes were, so they didn't have great weather, and they were freezing for the most part on both ferry rides. And that's what they remember, unfortunately, most. But they know this island, they know the history, they saw it, they lived it, they've been working with it for a semester. So I think it was just I think they learned without knowing they learned.
Well, Pam, you did a great job with them, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
And we will be right back with Talk of the Town.